All right, we're going to try this one more time, guys. I'm trying to initiate this thing here. We have some drama with this Facebook platform. Hello, welcome to YOLO with ToLo. I'm Lonnell Williams. I need to get my head back in here so that it's not totally cut off. How are you guys doing? Listen, Toan and I have been traveling a lot, so it's been kind of nuts, our schedule of trying to get on here. But today we're going to talk about the importance of self-care. So definitely, let me see if I can get Toan in here. And I saw Alex on there a moment ago. Let's see if we can get him on here. Where's Toan? Hold on. All right, how come it's not popping up? Allow your guests, viewers to request to, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Why am I the only one in here? What's going on? It just says I'm the only one here, so I'm having a party all by my lonesome. Well, I'm not talking to just nobody, so let's see here. Where did he go? Sorry, I'm looking over here now. Let's see, who's that? Why can't I see? Okay, let me do this. Hey, Alex, how are you, sir? Sorry about that. I'm trying to get Toan back on here. I don't know if we lost his connection altogether or what. I just don't see him in here. What's going on down in Tejas, Alex? How are you enjoying it down there? Okay. I am about done with this platform. Hello. Okay, I think I'm just going to start. I'm going to try it one more time. I don't know where I can't get Toan back on here, so try this one more time. What? Wait. Maybe that might be him. Let's see. Now it is Toan. Let's see if I can get him on here now. Sorry about all of that, y'all. Okay. Connecting.
What's up?
Okay, let's hope this is working this time. How's the...
Yeah, the audio sounds good.
I was like, it doesn't normally... Anyway. Hey, is Alex still in here? Maybe he can tell us if it's I don't know if it's echoing, but you don't sound echoey to me.
No, you sound fine. I think it's good. Welcome to YOLO with ToLo, y'all.
Welcome.
Hey, Lonnell. Episode 47. Can you believe it?
47.
My goodness.
Gee, that's a lot.
And you and I have been traveling around. I went to New York, Florida, DC, and I know you've been traveling. So the last couple of weeks has been busy. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Alex. Yeah, it's been very busy too. I was speaking in Atlantic City, and I was also in New York, but not at the same time you were. I was also in DC, not at the same time you were. I was in Boston.
Where I'll be tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I had some time in Atlanta, and then I was in Chicago also. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's just, that's how we roll.
Exactly. And because we travel so much, we really even need to practice today's mantra more. Today's topic is self-care, y'all.
Self-care. And you really, it's an effort. It takes an effort. Go ahead.
Right. And so speaking of self-care, I know that one of the things we love to do is, aside from speaking every week, spend time with people we love. So it's Mother's Day. I saw that you had an amazing
It was.
Why don't you tell everybody?
Yeah, so awesome. Basically, my mom, I got contacted. A lot of people know I met President Michelle Obama back in January. And then her office contact, she had mentioned when I saw her in January that she was coming to Atlanta as part of her book tour. And so I mentioned it to them, and I was like, okay, well, whatever. And then she said, she casually says, oh yeah, I'm coming to Atlanta. We'll be in Atlanta, she says. And I'm thinking, like, does that mean I can come? Because this thing's been sold out. And then fast forward to like just late last week, I had to go in for a doctor's appointment on Friday, and then the next day, they invited me and my mom to come to her show. And we were like right down front. It was so amazing. It was just so. My
Well,
mom said
okay,
it was
so
the
when you
best
back up,
Mother's Day ever.
Well, back up. When you say when they invited you, like, did it come in an email? Did they
Yes, they
call you?
contacted me via email. Yes.
That's
So
so cool that she remembered and she kept her word.
yes, her team is awesome. They're just awesome. So
Wow.
yeah, they emailed me and then they told me what to do and where to pick up the credentials and all this stuff. So it was all
Wow.
absolutely amazing. But it was just so wonderful to like let my mom experience that. And so she came
Yeah.
down. Yeah, we
What a
had a
good
blast.
gift.
We went out to a movie. We went to eat. She just had a whole Mother's Day weekend, so she had a blast. So that
That's
was
awesome.
fulfilling for me. So it was
That's
awesome.
so awesome. That's great.
But I always
And
say, these miracles happen when you believe, and if you practice these principles, things
that
like
we're
this
talking
happen.
about.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
great stuff happening out in this world. You need to be a part of
Yeah.
it.
Right. It's funny because so many people, I'm sure people tell you this too, but people are always telling me, literally today, somebody is like, you're a master manifester. And I was just like, doesn't mean that we don't have hard times. It doesn't mean that sometimes we want to try to manifest something and it don't happen just yet. Right.
Right. No, and that's what people don't understand. It's not like some like hocus pocus, poof here, make this appear.
Yeah.
No, it's really just about aligning yourself with that vibration of positivity and belief that you deserve something. Because whether you believe it or not, you have aligned yourself with something. Because if your life is a piece of crap, chances are that's what you're constantly manifesting because that's what you believe you deserve. So when you change those beliefs and you start acting on those beliefs as if you are confident in the change, then you'll start to see other things manifest.
Yeah.
It didn't start this
And
way for me either. Go ahead.
Yeah. You and I always say this too. It's like, we're always like, you can't kind of believe.
No.
You got to believe. Like, you can't kind of be pregnant. It just, right? You have to know
faith
your
or fear.
Yes. I love it. Hey, you know what? Are you seeing the comments below? I don't see any, even though, and I know Kevin's somewhere here.
Let me see.
It looks like Facebook has a new sort of platform, new logo type of thing. It's just kind of like,
I'm not sure what Miss Facebook is doing.
Right? It says here, swipe left to turn off quiet mode, and I swiped, and I don't see Kevin, even though I know he's here somewhere.
Okay, I see Tao in there. Hey, Tao.
Okay, as long as you're seeing it on your end, you let me know. I don't see anything popping up.
Yeah, I see some stuff. It says Tao is watching, but go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so going back. Oh, there's Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Kevin is in Seattle this week, and you are in?
I'm just outside of Chicago.
Okay, Chicago. Okay. And if y'all are here, let us know down below so that we could see where you're at. So, okay, so what did your mom say about the whole experience?
She said it was the best Mother's Day ever, and she thanked me. And she told me how proud she was of me, and I just wanted her to be bathed in love. So she just had a good time. She just had a good time the whole time she was there.
Oh, I love that. Really I love that you say bathed in love because, I mean, you and I could be sitting here just talking. We don't need famous people in front of us. We don't need a ton of money. We don't need to be at a fancy restaurant, even though that's nice sometimes, right? But
it is nice, and I deserve all of that. But I don't.
Right.
I'm not defined by it.
Me too. Please, universe. No, but like this connection that we have is just so special too. So for me, it was great. We just had a simple barbecue for my mom at my brother's house, and she was just like, she seriously was like, you know what? In the previous years, we went out to restaurants, some of them nice, some of them hole in the walls, blah, blah, blah. But this year is just so nice and relaxed at my brother's house. We didn't have to worry about crowds, and we could just chill. And I just love these more simple things. And talking about self-care, we'll talk about, the simpler things that we do in life. But really quickly, I wanted to know, this time it was, I think, even more extra special. No, is that more extra? That's double negative. Even extra special that Michelle Obama was interviewed by Gayle King. So that was a double treat.
That was
right?
so
right.
That was so cool. And let me tell you, Gayle King was hilarious. I mean, she's there was one part where she was talking about she was asking Mrs. Obama about marriage counseling, because she talks about how she and President Obama went to marriage counseling.
Yeah, in the book, The Coming. Yeah.
And Gayle was talking about how she went to five different counselors, and it still didn't help. And she's like, Gayle was like, because I believe that monogamy should be a sacred thing in a marriage. So it was just so funny because she was so candid, and you could tell, that was a painful time years ago when she was going through it. But the fact that she can make light of it now just really speaks to the power of her journey and of healing, and and how this
Yeah.
stuff works, if you allow yourself to heal.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Once you know that you've grieved, you allow yourself to grieve and to feel the pain and the fear and all that. That's a good sign of healing, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, should we get to it?
Let's
Segment
go to
one, hot topics. Gosh,
Topics.
my social media feeds and everywhere I turn around, I see so much talk about the Alabama law that passed about abortion. Like,
Oh Lord, Alabama, which I believe is number 50 out of 50 in education in the United States. So they really shouldn't have the megaphone. No shade to anyone from Alabama town. But
I got a cousin there. I just feel like with the whole Roe versus Wade thing, I just feel like it's kind of scary that I feel like we're just taking steps back into history.
absolutely.
I saw Hamilton again yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was so good, so good. I saw it here in San Francisco. But, again, talking about history, if you don't pay attention and aware of what's going on, which is really hard to, I admit, nowadays, but so much going on, right? That it repeats itself, and this is just really scary. And so today, we'll put in the show notes here, Kevin will, but essentially the top House Republicans said that Alabama's new state law banning almost all types of abortion goes way too far. So it says here, according to ABC News, that California Representative Kevin McCarthy, the House Minority Leader, told reporters that the law, which doesn't allow exceptions for abortions except for cases of rape and incest, or unless the mother's health or life is in danger, then he says it's gone too far. And I just, it just makes me feel so sad because, I don't know. I don't think we should be telling women what to do with their bodies.
And I don't feel sad. I'm like outraged, actually.
Angry. Me too. Me too. Both.
But you have to understand, the conservatives have, I got to put myself in their shoes. So that, the socially conservative shoes, I understand this is probably something you've wanted forever. What we're experiencing now is what people on the other side were experiencing when Roe v. Wade, when it came down the first time. So they've been trying to strike that down for years, and they've been very strategic. And so now it's getting closer. But if you don't understand how the system works, and you don't understand the power of your voice, and you don't use your voice properly, then these things happen. And then you want to fix it, and everyone wants to be all outraged after it's too late. But you have to pay attention through the process and be part of the process.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on the positive side, the silver lining to all this is that I saw another article, I think it was on CNN, that there's been an onslaught of so many people that are outraged that they're not only calling their representatives in the government, but they're also donating a lot to the cause.
Right. And that's the key. I mean, it shouldn't have to take this to happen, because that's in America, that's what we do. We get kind of comfortable in like whatever's going on in our lives, and as long as our lives are comfortable right now, we don't really have to pay attention to that. That's happening to those women. I don't have a uterus, I'm good. Well, no. It may be her rights. It may be taking away her rights today, but it'll be your rights tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So that's why we always have to be engaged. You just always have to be engaged.
Absolutely. And speak up for injustice when and where you feel safe.
Right.
And you can.
Right.
Another thing too that just enrages me so much is, okay, so you're pro-life, whatever that means, and you and I were talking about, we don't even know what that means for the people that are passing these laws. But what about then, if you're pro-life, what about all these lives that are lost with gun control, for example?
Right. You can go to jail for 99 years for performing an abortion under this new Alabama law, but you can go shoot up a concert full of people, and you can get some mental help and some pills, maybe. Get out of here.
Anyway, so that's the silver lining of this all is people are taking action and speaking up, and that gives me hope.
Right, and sometimes, unfortunately, it takes something like major to wake people up, Typically, historically, as a country, in my experience, it's like we come together and unify in times of tragedy. Like after 9/11, everybody was nice for about a week. After Sandy Hook, everybody was maybe nice for maybe 8 or 9 days. to
Yeah.
one another. You know, we're civil, we're listening, we're engaging, but we still haven't gotten to the point where we can maintain that civility outside of the context of tragedy.
Yeah.
And we've got to
Yeah.
get to that space. And this
Yeah.
that's going on right now, this is tragic. Okay. This
Yeah.
is tragic. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, but the good thing, like you said, the silver lining is that people are engaging.
Yes.
And that's the thing. You need to turn that outrage into something constructive if you're outraged.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. And again, going back to Mr. Rogers, I remember reading this quote. I've talked about it many times here, but I love that when he said he was watching bad news when he was a kid and he would get stressed out about it, his mom was like, well, look for the helpers. And thank you for helping y'all, for everybody that's speaking up and, you know, spreading kindness and love. Anyway, on to other news. I just saw coming down the wires here that I.M. Pei, who was revered as one of the last greatest modernist architects, he was also widely known for creating the Louvre. You know, the little triangle.
The pyramid outside of the Louvre.
Pyramid
right.
triangle thing. Yeah, pyramid. He was 102 years old. So speaking of self-care, I want to know his secrets.
Right.
To how
I'm
living
sure
so long.
there was lots of self-care.
Right. And I think, you know, what's interesting too is I really believe, and I think you and I were talking about how we heard this on Super Soul Sunday, and I forget the guest, but he was talking about how being creative and creativity is also a spiritual practice.
Right.
And I think that it's also great for self-care. Like what I die a little bit because I'm so creative. If I'm not moving furniture around, rearranging flowers, I just even started a new Style Your Spirit you know, YouTube series, just because if every day I'm not creating something, creating a video or something, then I just feel like.
Right. You got to be doing something that drives and fuels your passion, or something that you're passionate about, even if it's for a few minutes every day. You got to do it. You have to do it.
Yep. Absolutely. So
way.
speaking about doing stuff, segment 2, Dump the Hoop. Let's talk about what we do for self-care. I want to hear what you do on a daily basis, because you and I actually do practice what we preach. It's funny because I got off the phone, I was texting with somebody after dinner the other night, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go write my gratitude journal, because for real, almost every night I write in the journal, you know. And if it's not that, that's fine. You know, there's some days you fall off, but what are you doing daily? And I like to bookend my day. I do a lot of stuff in between too, like deep breaths and things, but I always start off my day with something and end it with something. And I'll talk about that in a bit, but I want to hear about you. What do you have to share with what you do daily, especially with all the traveling and stuff you do?
Yeah, for me, it's simple. One is the cup of tea. It's usually some type of herbal tea. Sometimes it's a mint, sometimes it's a green. I just like to have my tea. That calms me. Like you, I do journaling. I don't necessarily write so much long form with my hand in the journal, but I do journal on the gratitude app every day, and I'm looking for things for which to be grateful for. And one of the highlights of my day every day is to share them with my good friend Rich Cruz.
Yeah,
we've been doing that for years. So each day we send them back and forth. So that's part of my self-care ritual. And then I've got an accountability partner here, because if I miss a day or he misses a day, he's like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" So sometimes I even have to go back and think, now, what were the things I was grateful for that happened yesterday? Because you always want to be in that space. So my daily practice is really just to be present in the moment. And then I'm going to carve out some time during that day to do something for me. Something. Today was I went and walked and had sushi when I got in. But there's something I'm going to do for myself. Even if it is just go for a walk, minus the sushi. So for me, every day I'm finding something, but it's about really staying present in the moment and in the day. And that helps a lot. And it's just a small thing. It doesn't cost any money. It doesn't cost any money to put yourself on your schedule. Put yourself at the top of your schedule, and you've got to find something to do that every day, even if it's for a few minutes.
Love it. So yeah, I do the same. I wake up in the morning, and I really do say thank you for being alive. I'm breathing today, because millions of people die in their sleep a day around the world. I mean, like, it's crazy. So I'm like, there's still breath running through me. There's another day. And ever since I was a little kid, I would always be like, oh my God, what am I going to learn today? Who am I going to meet? You know, and what am I going to experience? So, and I still have that, even though I've been in news and it's jaded and all that. So then I wake up and I like to do two things. It really depends on the day. So first thing I do is I like to, depending on how stuffy it is, I like to crack open a window. And that also allows me to just stop and like breathe in the fresh air, literally. Put on some hot water. I just throw either a slice of lemon, that's it, or I put some tea. And I sip on it, and sometimes I just feel like I need to quiet my mind, and then I just do deep breaths. And if I'm busy and running around, because not every day are, you know, do we have the luxury of time we have to dash out the door, but or wake up late or whatever. But really taking 10 deep breaths, if that's all you have time for, take 10 deep breaths. And then other days I like to, you know, get on YouTube and play you know, a meditation. I have Insight Timer. That's another great app that I like to use, or I like to listen to something guided on days that I, you know, feel like I need a little bit more guidance. So that's how I start. And then I also stretch in the morning. And then I do CrossFit. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's my morning routine.
It does.
And then the night, I like
to it.
at night, I like to stretch, and then I write my journal. And some days it's just like some 5 quick things. Some days I'm like writing longhand. I just don't make too much of a big deal about it, or don't get on myself, like, you know, get down on myself if I miss a day. And it's just not really structured, but that's something I like to do. I mean, I also like to read a book when I get a chance too. Sometimes I'm just thumbing through books or reading something, and before, you know, just to kind of wind down. And another thing that I do like to do for self-care is this with you.
Yes.
Weekly, right?
It's
important
to align yourself with others who are on that same vibration. It's critical if you're going to be successful at having some peace in this crazy world.
Right. So going back to the present thing, one more question for you is, what do you do to, and we like to hear from you guys at home too. Alex, what do y'all do?
Yeah, Alex, what do you do, Mr. President, Mr. Peace and Joy?
He is so joyful, isn't he? Like, what do you mean present? Like, do you, throughout the day, right when you get up?
I try to do it as often as I can throughout the day. And, you know, it's just constantly kind of taking stock, especially if I start to feel myself or realize that I'm anxious or expressing anxiety about something. Maybe there's something on my mind, starting to swirl, and there's something I'm like, wait, you're going, okay, wait, come back to the present. You know, feel the seat that you're sitting on. Sip the tea, whatever. Just be right here, right now.
Feel your, or just feel your breath.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and that has become a meditation, if you will, or a practice, because I'm constantly trying to recalibrate myself throughout the day to get back to that space, because then I know I'm okay, that whatever's happening, I'm going to be all right. So, it's
that's really good.
Stop throughout the day.
That's really good. We want to know what y'all think at home. So let's move on to segment 3. I can't believe this is still such in good condition. So segment 3.
I can't even.
Mine was
2 weeks.
So talk to us. Ask us questions if you want. Here are a couple of questions that came in here. First one is, what tips do you do for self-care daily? Oh, we already talked about that. But what? Let's dig a little bit deeper then. What are some hacks that you have that you do to be in that present moment? Because it isn't just like, okay, I'm going to do this, check in the morning. I'm going to do this in the evening, check. And then you're like checking out that list.
Yeah, no.
But it's literally like, okay, I'm driving and somebody is cussing at me or flipping me off.
Right. So how are you going to respond to that? It's an opportunity right now. You can come back to self, or you can return the favor.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So, and you're presented with those kind of opportunities all throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? It may not be somebody trying to flip you off driving, but there's always going to be something that's going to, which you either have a choice to be challenged by it, or, you know, or to be pulled out of your, and the challenge being pulled out of your true self and giving your energy over to whatever that is that's bothering you or attempting to bother you. I just saw something on the internet today that I thought was hilarious. It's meme, but it was very true. It talked about, it says, I don't respond to haters because I won the moment you started to care. You know, that when my behavior affected you,
that's so good.
You come hate on me, then I already won. And I was like, it's so true. You do not have to respond to this foolishness.
Yeah.
So,
And one of my favorite quotes is, when you hold on, you get dragged. One of my mentors told me that. Yeah. When you hold on, you get dragged. Because guess what? That person that flipped you off, they're not stressing anymore off of what happened.
And if I'm not behind a boat water skiing, I'm not trying to get dragged.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm trying to practice too in terms of mindfulness is I try to, I started this Style Your Spirit thing. It's under my Go Inspire Go website, but just one design tip and then one spiritual tip attached to it. And so one of the hacks that I do, aside from opening the window in the morning, because literally the wind comes in or the air comes in and like you're breathing, it forces you to do that. One of the other things I like to do is, let me show you here. So I like to try to get, like, I feel like fresh flowers are great. So look at my little, like just the simple roses like that.
Right.
In a vase. That brings me joy. And I try to be in wonderment. Like right now, just paying attention to what you're talking about, not trying to think about, I literally have to jump on a flight in an hour and a half. You know what I mean? But not trying to think about that. And actually, I got to pack. No, I'm just kidding. But try not to think too much about the other stuff or trying to be on my phone when I'm like eating dinner with people, but just trying to be more in that present moment. And when I'm walking around, like literally feeling my feet on the ground, feeling the wind on my face or the sun,
right,
the warmth. I mean, I think all that is great. So, okay, question 2. How do I do self-care when I don't make a lot of money and I'm super stressed and I'm busy and just getting by in life? Like, how many people are just feeling like they just
definitely
getting by?
Wow.
Yeah, because self-care also seems like a lot of people, they think namaste, yoga, or like all these other fancy Pilates classes or whatever they think that is for them costs a lot of money, right? But you breathing doesn't cost a lot of money, does it?
No. And there are a lot of things, and you've got to stop associating it with money. There are things that you can do. Like, I highly recommend going to get massages. Like, when I'm home in Atlanta, I go see Tao, just opened his business down in Atlanta. And that costs money, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's my treat for myself to get like a nice deep tissue massage. But that's not the only way that you can, that you can do this. You can find, wherever you're living, you can take a stroll through the park.
Yep, go for a walk.
Go for a walk, like you said. Plant a garden if you've got the space or the room or the time. I don't know. But whatever it is that fuels you, it doesn't necessarily cost. And if your true joy is always associated with money, then you got other issues you need to look at.
Yeah. Amen to that. And that brings me to segment 4. Digital detox, baby. Okay, so self-care and digital detox. Let's check in real quick. How you doing?
I've actually been doing a lot better. My screen time has been down. I've been doing a little better the last week or so. Probably because maybe my mom was home, and I wasn't on the phone all the time. I was, engaged with her when she was visiting me. But this last week, my stats were down for once. So I don't know necessarily that I did anything differently other than maybe just having, her here for a few days, her in Atlanta for a few days. So we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I mean, I just noticed too that for me, when I'm with people, I don't check it as often as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Or very, very seldom check it. So I feel good about that. I haven't checked my stats lately. Just not really too much of a statsy person. But I feel like I do. One of the things that really bugs me still is I do just pick up my phone. Have you, like, this week picked up your phone and just swiped and just like, why'd I swipe? I don't know what I'm checking.
I probably have. I don't recall doing it. I probably have. If it wasn't this week, trust me, it was every other week.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah,
and I don't know. I just think
in my hand.
Yeah. People are just so addicted though to, like, ooh, I got all these likes. I got all these like reshares. I don't even know what they're called. But anyway, so yeah, like, didn't you tell me there was some sort of like new Instagram feature?
Yeah, I saw that where Instagram is considering hiding your number of likes from other people, where you can see them, but other people can't see them, as a way to kind of just level the playing field on the platform. And I thought at first I was like, oh, interesting, but I think it is interesting. I think it's a good idea. I mean, people are probably still the numbers, the thirsty, the ones who gotta have that attention, will probably just end up putting stuff in the comments saying, "Ooh, 13,000 of you guys have liked this," all that. But I don't know. It just seems. I guess I have to wait to see how it's rolled out. But I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think it's just an interesting perspective. because you're not going to be forced to look at, or like you've got to compete with somebody else's last post or whatever. If I don't know what they've gotten, then maybe so. So we'll see.
Yep, absolutely. Alex said it lets you know about screen time.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's referring to there, but is he talking about checking? Are you talking about checking your screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Young, hey Young, in there, one of the viewers was saying that great digital detox tips. Thanks. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea. I for one don't look at something and say, oh my gosh, like they're so awesome because they got 100,000 likes. And I feel better because I got 100 versus 50. I don't know. I just like to post stuff that brings me joy, and hopefully it brings you joy.
Yeah. Now I'll look at my own numbers and see like what's averaging, and like why did this particular post maybe get more likes.
Yeah, I'm mindful of that. Like, what about the content?
But I'm not comparing my numbers to yours. I'm like, I've got my own lane here that I'm trying to focus on.
Okay.
So yeah, but I think it's an interesting dynamic. I think that's an interesting concept to kind of take some of the competitive foolishness, because it's all like undue pressure we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, so got so many likes. Well, I want this to have this number of likes, and it's
yeah. It's a huge problem. And you know, I was just at the gym yesterday, and I overheard my friends talking to somebody, and then we were just talking about like how one of their daughters had friends over, teenager, like junior high school, and they were all on their phones, but they were watching a movie, and she took away the phones. She was like, y'all shouldn't be watching a movie and looking at your phone because you're not really watching. So it's crazy, but again, it's just like you said earlier, being present or mindful. That's what's important. Oops, Alex says here, I think the Instagram numbers matter more to advertisers, but grateful the platform will focus toward content instead of the magnitude of each post.
Very good, Alex. Yes, and I'm sure and you're right. I mean, and Facebook can still, I'm sure, provide that data to advertisers if you're trying to, like for influencers. I understand, like if you're a digital influencer. And you're getting paid by the number of likes, but they can still rework that. They can, you know what I'm saying, where they can still have that information, but not necessarily compromise the integrity of what they're trying to do.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that rolls out. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see where we are next week.
Yes,
so it's time to go, boo. It's always so fun to talk to you. I got a plane to catch.
Yes, please
be present and mindful.
Trip. Namaste. Enjoy. Safe travels. And we will talk soon.
Great. We'll leave it with what Alex just said. Be present and mindful. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, guys.
All right. See ya. Bye.